Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zesh Nyaga, and if it's your very first time to come across this YouTube channel, feel most welcome. So today we are going to prepare something delicious, something simple, and that is Nduma. Here in Kenya we call this Nduma. Nduma is also arrowroots. Next we are going to use these onions. I call them kitunguu ya maji. I don't know how we call them in English. If you happen to know, comment on the comment section. So next we are going to use red onions. These are the normal kitunguus. And we are also going to use potatoes. And by the way, guys, is the cost of tomatoes high in your place or it's just in my place? Right here, one tomato goes for 10 bob and it's not that big. But anyway, let's leave that to God. Next, we're going to use, that's a mixture of ginger and garlic. Then my all-time thing, carrot, that's my carrots. And we are also going to use some few potatoes. I love potatoes. They thicken the stew. So on the side of the spices, let me show you what I'm going to use. I'm going to go in with garam masala, that's black pepper, my all-time spice. Then we have by the way, how do we call that? Curry powder, then oregano leaves. When it comes to spices, guys, it's up to you to decide on which spices to use. If you don't like spices, you can work without them. So let's start cooking. We are going to start by chopping our arrowroots, and this is how I do it. Don't mind the soil. Once you chop it nicely and wash it nicely, you're good to go. So this is how I do it. Ensure that you remove all the covers because they are not that good. Once you eat that outer cover, it's not good to your stomach and you might experience some itchiness somewhere. So this is how it looks like. And next we are going to slice it into our required size. The size doesn't matter a lot, so it's up to you to decide if you want big sizes or you just want small sizes. So this is the size that I'm going to work with, and this is how I cut it. By the way, I don't know how to cut arrowroots on the chopping board. I know it's dangerous to cut it like this, but I've tried doing it with a chopping board, but it doesn't get to get into me. So this is how I do it. We've finished chopping our arrowroots, and now we're going to go in by washing them. Ensure that you wash them thoroughly, if possible 2 to 3 times, to ensure that milky thing is not there, because as you can see my water looks a bit milky. So you should wash them until your water becomes clear. And as you wash, turn both the sides to see if there's something you can remove. Put cooking oil in your sufuria and let it warm for a few seconds. Then add your red onions. We're going to start by frying our red onions because they are a bit harder than the kitunguu ya maji. So give them a nice stir. As you can see, our onions are almost ready, and this is the time we add our kitunguu ya maji. Ensure that you stir them to mix together. and this how it looks like. Next, we are going to add our ginger and the garlic. Remember, we crushed it, and by this time the aroma can speak for itself. It's smelling so nice. So give them a nice stir to ensure that your garlic and ginger has blended with your onions. Our kitchen is smelling so nice. So let's go next. As you can see, our onions have started turning golden brown, and this the time we add in our tomatoes. The reason as to why I'm starting by adding the tomatoes is because remember, once you cook the tomatoes, they have some liquid in them, so that's a sure bet that your arrowroot won't get burned. And so we are adding our arrowroot to that mixture. Remember to drain all the water from our arrowroot, and this is how it looks like. Already it looks nice. And remember, we had potatoes. This is the time I add potatoes. So you first by adding the arrowroot, then you top up with potatoes. If you like this video, you can give it a like. Giving a like means you click the like button. You can also share how you prepare your arrowroots on the comment section. Once you go there, you'll be able to type your comment, and I'll appreciate. Have cooked them for around 5 minutes, and this is the time I give them a nice mixture because I'm sure the tomatoes are ready. So as you stir, ensure that you mash the tomatoes. Next, we are going to add our salt. Remember, you add salt to taste. If you take salt, you know how much you consume. Remember, we had our carrots, and this when I grate in my carrots. You can either decide to grate in your carrot, or you just slice it into your required size. But personally, I like grating it so that it can be a plus to our stew. Remember to add tomato paste at this time together with the spices. And when it comes to the spices, I don't use any formula. I'm going to start with black pepper. Next, we are going to add garam masala. Just a little spice. I don't use much spice. Remember, we also have our curry powder. And I think that's enough for us. This is the time you should add your water, and the only way to know how much water to add, it should cover your arrowroots. So we are going to cover them for around 10 minutes, and by then they'll be ready. Our food is ready. Thanks guys for watching. If you love this recipe, you can consider trying it at your homes. So let me test it for you and I'll tell you how it tastes.